What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here, like about probably 10 minutes after I made my Raw review video. Sorry about me ending the last video. I was having some connecting difficulties. That explains why I took some extra time to make this video. I can go live on here. But now I'm back here and I'm here talking about like what just happened on the football game, like around the same time when Monday Night Raw was on. Like, what a close game it was. They were literally going back and forth until at the end, like when it started being like much more of a shutdown. And man, like the Los Angeles team just cannot get a break, can they? But first, on Sunday, I wore green. Now I'm wearing purple, like for Monday. And yeah, and we all know who won, except for those that are unaware. For those who are unaware, but also for the other assassinators that are aware, I'm going to talk about what exactly went down. Starting off with the Chargers getting the ball first. This is where we got Justin Herbert's got a first down. And this is where then it slid for like a half. He got like half a yard, like about 5, like making it 2nd and 5. This is where, or no, 2nd and 6. Like this is where then we got, they were like about at the, I'll say the 30, I'll say the 30, 37-yard line is where we got Herbert's. Then they had like one of his receivers in motion. This is where he passed it to Donage, number 27, for a first down. Like he got a first down. It was, where was it located? It was like, I believe it was like near the 20, like with 11 seconds to go, 11 minutes. But anyways, they were like at the, I'll say the 25, so he got like a carry of 12 yards, got these 6 and double, like making it, double 6, making it 12. That's where we got, Herbert snaps the ball, then going for a fake pass to a running back, then pass it to the tight end to, who was it? It was Will Desley. Will Desley, the tight end, he got the first down at near the 5. Like Desley, number 81, like he got the first down there at the 5. But no, it was like at the 7 actually. Like it was the 7. This is where Dobbins then got like an extra 2 yards, making it 5. This is where it was 2nd and goal. Unfortunately, this is where they go again. The Herbert snaps, try to go for a throw, but he's like, I have a better idea. I'm just going to run it in, which he successfully got in by juking like 3 defenders, like in the process of getting in the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. And this was their first lead, and I'm not sure I'd stay the rest, but you get the point. It was 7-0 with like, I believe like a little bit over 10 minutes left, like of the first quarter. And where then they kicked the ball to Baltimore. This is where then Baltimore answered back like on their end, and just got Lamar Jackson, got a run, like almost a first down, probably like a gain of 7 or 8. Actually 5. It was 2nd and 5 in the first, when he went for his first run of the game, which I believe was the first snap on the first drive of the Ravens. This is where then we got Lamar Jackson. Then came up with another plan to do, like on the next snap. That's where he got the ball from the center, passed it to the running back, Derrick Henry. But he got a first down, got exactly what they needed, is 5 yards. This is where then they went and move on to the next snap when everybody lined up, and except for the running back, which is right behind him, which is Henry, which I assumed that was going to be Henry going to be the ball pass, which I was completely wrong because he fake passed to him. He did do it to, and who was it? It was Aglature, I believe that's what his last name is. It was on the offense on the fullback that was the illegal trip over the one of the defender men's, which they're going, he's gonna get pushed back like an extra, I'll say 15 yards, making it 1st and 25. This is where then This where like they were pushed way back to the 30, just further from the 30, a little bit over from their 20, like the 20, their 25-yard line. This is where we got Henry to try to go for a run, but he only got like a gain of 2, make or 3. It was 2nd and 22. That's where then they went for another play. This is where Lamar Jackson tried to throw it to somebody, but he was under pressure by the defense. This is where he threw it to his fullback. He caught the ball. He hardly got anything, like a few. No, it was a tight end, Mark Andrews. He threw it to Andrews in the middle. He caught the ball, roughly got a few yards. That was only like a gain. Oh no, it was 2 yards actually, not a few, just the 2. This is where we got everybody back to line up except for the running back Derrick Henry when inside, but he decided to go for his throw because, like, sometimes that play position means he's going to throw. That's where he did so, but he threw it away to the right side. Unfortunately, it was 4th and 20. They had to punt it, like not so looking good for the Ravens at this time in the first quarter. That's where then they brought back the Chargers back into the fray, like in order to score again, but nothing really like the last time. The best term to use of terminology is where we got. It's where they go for a fake pass to his running back. He knew he got sacked. Well, he ended up being sacked by the other the defender man. Is where it was a loss of 3 back at the 10. It was Lee Harrison that got Justin Herbert. That's where then. Despite the loss of 3 and the sack, that's where they still I didn't manage to move on and go to the next play. That's where we got Justin Herbert's. They go for a fake pass to the running back, threw it to Dobbins, but it ends up trying to go for a one-handed catch, but that was unsuccessful. This is where it was third and. It was 3rd and 3 now, like not looking good for the Chargers. And it was complete opposite of what they did the last time. But they managed to get a 3rd down conversion on this play on 3rd and 13. Justin Herbert go for the snap. This is where he was on the end zone. He threw it to it was McConkey, number 15, that caught the ball. That went and smoothly caught it, slid down to the ground right at the 26-yard line for a first down. Probably like a gain of about, I'll say 5, a gain of 15. Yeah, no, not 15. Gain of I'll say a gain of 16, I should say, to be the exact. Actually, no, 15 is right. Yeah, it was a gain of 15 yards. They got an extra 2 yards more than they needed, or else but yeah, McConkey got the ball. This is where then we got Herbert's then snap again with Dobbins getting the ball past to him. That's where we got the fullback was in motion. Is where it was a gain of 5, but unfortunately there was a holding penalty on the Chargers, which is going to push them back 5 or 10 yards. A 10-yard penalty, if I'm not mistaken, making it 1st and 20. I was like, man, they're starting to be like the Chiefs, how they used to be like before they became a Super Bowl team once again, like over 50 years later, of course. But this is where we got Justin Herbert threw the ball to Dobbins. Like once he got the ball snapped, that's where he only got a gain of a few again. But this time they were at this time, they kept him because there was no more penalties from the offense, at least at this time. They got a gain of 11, which was 2nd and 9. That's where then we got the next snap, like with Justin Herbert's going for a pass to, who was it? Was it Dobbins, I believe? I think it was Dobbins that got 2 extra yards, like on the next pass he'd been given. This word. Then we got Herbert's line, everybody up, all 3 of the receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back on the opposite side, like 3 receivers or maybe 2 of them and a tight end, and then 1 receiver on the other side, the running back, or whatever the scenario was, or 1 running back and a tight end on the left, or 3 receivers on the right, or vice versa. Justin Herbert's had them all lined up. He's like 113, 114, like 122, hike, snaps the ball. Justin Herbert's go for a throw. That's where then that's where he nearly got the first down. Right? It was who was it that was like the receiver on the right side, like with the tight end in motion, like it was it was Dizzy, Dizzy, yeah. That's where it was Rager, the run receiver, but it was, but this where he was got popped by Nick or Nate Wickens, I believe that's what his name is. Like he was there for the stop, the corner knocking him over, making him drop the ball. It was 4th and 5. Now they had to kick it right back to Baltimore. They may have gotten a couple of first downs, but not enough to get some points. But this is where they managed to punt it to the Ravens. They had a chance of scoring like with the next 2 minutes or even in the second quarter before the halftime. But this is where we got a flag on the play once they kicked it to the Ravens. This is where this is where it was on Baltimore, like Nate Wiggins, like for him blocking like the kicking team's Chargers right out of bounds, which that's gonna get them a 15-yard penalty. Wherever they were at, they got to get put right into that specific yard line, which it was like at the 21-yard line they had to be at. Lamar Jackson did not even care to think of it as like a touchback. He didn't try to throw it to a receiver, but there was no contact like from this last play. Well, at first he passed it to Derrick Henry. He only got a few yards, but Lamar Jackson got a couple extra of what's it called, like incomplete passes. Got a couple of incomplete passes, especially one with he tried to throw it to Mark Andrews. He got knocked over, but he still didn't got. Or was it no Deontay Johnson? I was thinking. It was Deontay Johnson's the wide receiver on the Ravens. The guy pushed right down when he was coming to the right side. It was Tarheed Steele that knocked him over. He tripped him over. He knocked him by tripping him, even though it was probably on accident. But still, he should have been maybe a bit penalized for that. But it was what it was. The Chargers were still leading by 7 on the first quarter. And this is where then they get to the next next drive. Like since they managed to stop Baltimore for the 3rd straight time, was it? Or was it the second time? I think it was the second time, like when they stopped them on their second drive. But yeah. But that's where we got with the wide receiver that got the motion pass from. It was it like what's the name Darius Davis. I thought that was it. Number 12. It was that Darius Davis that got the ball in motion. He got the ball, gained about 3 yards. It was 2nd and 7. Why did the opposite right there? But this where then they went for another group huddle. Like what the next play is, he didn't go. I have all his receivers wide out except for Dobbins right in the backfield. That's where then he snapped the ball, passed it to Dobbins. This is where then he got like a gain of like about 4 or 5 on the play. I'll probably say 5 actually, because it was 3rd and 2. That's 5 yards he gained from the 2nd and 7 play. This is where we got Herbert was thinking about doing for a throwing play, but he decided to give the Dobbins, which was probably worth a run because he got a first down. He was right outside of the Baltimore 40, passing enemy territory in the process. He ran a good run on this one, But that would end the first quarter with the Chargers 7 while the Baltimore Ravens were 0. And if you told me that it's probably gonna if you probably told me that this only just the beginning of a huge game changer. Like I was not sure what to believe. I'd say maybe you could be onto something because it's only just a touchdown, but you never know. But at the first half, like it was a close game with them going back and forth with one another. Well, I'll say more likely just once, like with the back and forth part, but I'm gonna get into that in just a jiffy. Like with them moving on to the next play with them passing it to Dobbins once again. Yet again, he got 6 points the first time. Then passed it the second time, just where he got like only a gain of like about 3 yards, which he's a yard short. Or no, it was Edwards. It was the other running back, Edwards, that got the running play. That's where it was 3rd and 1. That's where they tried to put his faith onto putting faith on the running back yet again. But this is where I was like, if it was Dobbins, maybe you would have gotten it. But this is where they stopped him before he could even pass the line of scrimmage. This is where like it was he went nowhere. It was 4th and 1. This is where then they try to go for it one more time. Maybe even a quarterback sneak. I was thinking like maybe that could be a help, but the thing was like even though like he could be going for it, but then again he could go for a quick throw. But this is where I believe he ended up doing like he did go for a running back run, but Edwards finally got the first down. Like with him jumping over, leaping a specific defender man to get in the line. This is where we got what's his name, Justin Herbert. Then snaps it again. Then he goes for the throwing play. He sausaged it to Dobbins, which he only got like a gain of 3 out of that reception play. But this is where we got all the receivers lined up. And this is where he didn't go for a guaranteed throwing play. This is where he didn't try to throw it to, who was it? It was Quentin Johnson, like in the right side, number 1. He was like a pinch away from getting the touchdown, but it was incomplete because he got 2 corners on him to stopping him. This is where it was 3rd and 7. This is where then he got Herberts, then try to throw it to Dobbins, but he dropped the ball. 4th and 7. They had no choice but to kick a field goal, making this 10-0. Like and then this is where they kicked it right back to to Baltimore, like to see if they got anything to offer to score with. This is where we got Justice Hill and got like a gain of like 5 yards, if I was thinking, 2nd and 5. This is where then we got but this is where we got Lamar Jackson fake passed it to I believe was he fake passed it to Henry, threw it to somebody in the end zone for almost a touchdown, but it was incomplete to the bait. Like it was Bateman, but it was Bateman that got the ball, but he dropped it. But it was German, that guy was in coverage, stopping Bateman from getting the touchdown, by batting it down. But it looked like he was holding on to him, making it like a pass interference play. But I think maybe that was some good block. But let's move on. Let's see what happened next. Lamar Jackson looked like he was about to throw it, but he's like, "No, I'm gonna run it." But it was a little decoy play because he actually before he even stepped in the line of scrimmage, he threw it to to Mark Andrews. He caught the ball. He was right at the 15, I believe. He get to catch the ball. I think it was he's at the 16. Like he's just a yard. This is where I'd say actually it's the 17 ball, but it's where we got Lamar Jackson passes the Derrick Henry until he's at the 5, which was 1st and goal. This is where they were just a few yards away from a touchdown. This is where that was exactly what they did when he passed it to Derrick Henry, but unfortunately there was a flag on the play, and I think it was on the Baltimore Ravens, because there was an illegal formation from the offense. Again, this is where And this is where there was a 5-yard penalty that put him back like at the 10-yard line. Like, but because of illegal formation is where we got Lamar Jackson just running for himself. He's like, I'm just gonna run it in for a touchdown with him juking one guy over. He got touchdown to make it 7-10. Like, yeah, this was just the beginning of Lamar Jackson's hunt for a comeback, with him still down by 3 points. But yeah, you know the old saying goes, he may be down, but he's not out. But yeah, he ran to 10 yards. Like, he got the touchdown is where we move on, and you saw them kicking it right back to the Los Angeles Chargers. This is where they're running to Dobbins. This is where it was an incomplete pass the first time where they trying to throw it to somebody, but even though he was under pressure, he passed it to the Odesley. Odesley got the ball, which he got a gain of 9, making it 3rd and 1. That's where then the coach was very disappointed. This is where he tried to pass to Dobbins. They ended up stopping him before he even passed the line of scrimmage. Like, he went nowhere. Like, this is where then the coach of the what's called the Chargers was like it was an illegal use the hands to the face mask. And this is where they started pointing, like, this is where the referee was like, no, it's on the offense. This is where the referee's like, okay. This is where the referee's like, it was like a holding penalty. It was a replay 3rd down, like of a 10-yard penalty, making it 3rd and 11. Yeah, this was very bad for the Chargers. There's no way that they could get some points after this play. But this is where you got Connie got the ball, like he was a few yards short. Like, if it was still 3rd and 1, they probably definitely would have gotten the first down at this rate. But it was 3rd and 3. They only got a gain of 8. This is where they punted. This is where the Chargers made sure it was at around the 8 or 9 yard line. This is where the Baltimore Ravens did to try to go make magic happen like they did the last play. This is where they try to pass. This is where we got Lamar Jackson keep trying to pass to Henry, but he only got like 9 yards. And then at 3rd down, this is where then we got. This is where then he gets stopped by the defense. This is where they had no choice but but this is where they went for it. Like, I believe this was probably all worth it, because this is where Lamar Jackson snaps the ball. Like, and when there's. But this is where they let the 2-minute warning hit. Like, this is where the Chargers like, yeah, we're dominating them in our own stadium in SoFi. Like, a perfect place to watch football games. I was like, yeah, next and second to Arrowhead Stadium, of course. But anyways, they let the 2-minute warning hit. This is where then they just decided to go for the play like after the break is over for 2 minutes. This is where they took the. This is where we got who got the first down. It was. He threw it to Flowers, number 4, the receiver. That's where he just ran and he juked like a couple of guys until he got right into the line out of bounds, like where he passed the 40-yard line and their 40-yard line, right in the middle of the enemy territory side. Like when they were like nearly like at the 50, they were like at the 48-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. First down, Lamar. This is where the Lamar Jackson was like, okay, 180. Happened, and the game changer for the better for them happened. That's where they caught the ball, and this is where Bateman tried to. This is where they tried to catch the ball, but this is where he couldn't get it. But fortunately, I believe it was a pass interference penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was on the defense on the Chargers on number 7, when the ball was placed at the spot of the foul. Is where he was like, my bad, and I was start dying after goofy football of the night. Trying to pass it to it was Bateman. He got the touchdown. I believe there was another pass interference on Fulton again, number 7, 7-7. Like Fulton was 7, and same was on the Baltimore was 7. Which I was like, this is very funny and lucky numbers. And it's pretty great to see that. Hopefully that means there's good luck that's about to happen. Well, the way I've been seeing things, it's on its way. Like I should say, good luck. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that. But this is where we got, yeah, it was good luck of seeing a good game here. Like, and this is where the penalty was declined. It was 14-10. 10 now. They were leading by 4 points. This is where they kicked the ball, so give Chargers enough time. Luckily, they have all 3 of their timeouts. This is where we got a little picture-in-picture break. But this is where we got – but there was only 24 seconds left. Like, what did they do in 24 seconds? This is where we got – this is where they only use like 7 seconds of their 24 seconds to pass it to their wide receiver. What's it? Oh no, it was Dobbins, I believe, that he passed it to. Oh no, it was no. They were talking about Dobbins, like was getting in. Yeah, it was the Dobbins. No, he was he kind of suffered a knee injury with them, being put on the tent, to see what was exactly his issue. This is where he passed it to one of his receivers for a gain of 8. That's where we got Justin Herbert and had a game changer of the game. Amazingly, with 17 seconds they have left, Justin Herbert threw a plane half Mary almost to. At this time, it was almost to. What was it? Joshua Palmer, that's who it was. It was Joshua, the number 5 wide receiver. He tried running, but it was overthrown to him. This is where they were like, let's try again. We're not giving up. This is where this was a game-changing play right here with 11 seconds right here. And the first one being, This is where it was a complete pass, with a gain of. He got the first down and more. That's where he caught the ball. He was at the catch is good within 2 feet. That's where he stepped out of bounds, so they had to use a timeout. But that would have been perfect to use the timeout. But they have 3 timeouts on them. That's where they were getting ready to kick a field goal at least and try to score again because. But the thing is, Baltimore got the ball because they got the ball first and they scored first and they were leading. That's where they ended up taking a timeout because it was orders from the Chargers coach, which that was probably a smart move despite the clock stopping because he went out of bounds. This would probably be a smart move to call a timeout. This is where we got this. This is where we got Justin Herbert's found somebody at the 35-yard line. This is where it was Palmer again. This is where they called timeout with 2 seconds left. This is where they got the field goal. And then that was halftime. It was 13-14. And that's the only 2 things that the Chargers had in the second quarter. They had 2 field goals, while Baltimore got 2 touchdowns, which was 14-6, in the second quarter scoring. And the overall of halftime at the end of the second quarter, it was 13-14, led by the Baltimore Ravens. But this is where when we move back, once the halftime show was done, and then, once they got back out into the field, after showing some highlights on what happened, last night between, games, with Chicago and Minnesota and Green Bay and San Francisco and Kansas City and Carolina, and then even the Sunday night's game between Philly and the other Los Angeles team, which is the Rams, of course. But let's get back and get to the point and talk about what happened next. It was This is where we got Baltimore's Lamar Jackson ran it with Henry for about a gain of 3. This is where you have all of them lined up, including Henry, for a throw. This is where he ended up throwing the 2. Oh no, it was Justin Hill that was replaced him at this game. He threw it to him. He caught the ball, but unfortunately went nowhere. Actually, I think he lost about a couple of yards, about 2, which it made it from 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 9. This is where then we got Lamar Jackson. Then looked like about to throw, but he was about to run it. But he's like, no, I think Andrews got it. This is where he threw it to him. If it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce kind of play, for a forward pass to him. This is where boom, got the ball, got a first down, and I was like, yeah, this is Derek Kelce of Baltimore. This is where they continued their run with a gain of yardage, until they got into the red zone. With him passing it to Henry, he got a gain of 3 again. This is where it was 2nd and 7. This is where Lamar Jackson then try to go for the next snap. This is where we got the fullback totally forget the name, but this is where he didn't. It was in motion. This is where he tried to pass to Henry, but surprisingly, like it was it was Tart that stopped. Yeah, what's his name? Derrick Henry from running, like making him lose more yards like the last play. But this time, like probably not so lucky. Like with them losing 3 yards, like this is where it was 3rd and 10. Like back at being like 10 yards behind yet again. This is where we got Lamar Jackson going for a throw, try to go for a Jackson Magic, but unfortunately, like not as lucky, or was it? Because this way he spotted Flowers. He caught the ball right at the right near the I'll say near the 40, like passing enemy territory. Like yeah, Lamar Jackson was under pressure by 3 defenders. Like it is where he ran right to the right side, threw it to do a zoom throw near the 40, probably at the 35 or 34 by Flowers. That couch was good. This is where then we got the next play was up next. Like they were at like the 30, I'll say 3 actually. This is where Lamar Jackson was running. This is where he threw it away. This was throwing somebody in the end zone. This is where it was Flowers. But then he got picked off by Fulton. But this is where he started doing like a little bunny hop, which I understand what was that about. But this was 3rd and 10 after that play. This is where then Lamar Jackson like, no matter. Like we still got a couple more we still got like 2 more sets of downs to do before we have no choice but to go kick a field goal. This is where you got Lamar Jackson like, okay, 170. I said hike. This is where then he's about to go for a run. Maybe it was a huge mistake because he gets stopped by this safety named James, if I'm not mistaken, that sacked him, make him lose like no, he didn't win nowhere because he was still in the line of scrimmage. But this is where we got him passing it to Flowers, which he couldn't make it. This is where, he was like 4 yards short. He only got a gain of 6. This is where they go for a field goal. This is where it was 17-13 after this play. But yeah, this is where they kicked the ball to the Chargers. After that, this is where they try to do their best to try to get back in the lead. This is where. But that's where they got. That's where it was the backup tight end. They got the first down. It was the backup tight end. But this is where he got a gain of 7. This is where he tried to pass it to Edwards. But this is where we got all the defendermen run back, looked like they German suplexed him. This is where it was the linebacker Harrison that stopped him. No, number 40, I believe. Yeah, this is where he. That's where he slammed him like if he had a German suplex on the Harris, which it was like a loss of, I'll say about, it was like probably a loss of a couple, yeah, like probably like a loss of 3, yeah, because it was like 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 3. This is the loss of 2, actually. I was right at first. This is where Herbertson threw it to, this is where he then passed it to Palmer's for first down, like in more, like you got like an extra couple yards on the play. This is where then we got. I know he passed it to, but that's where we got was it Haskins, like another running back, which Harris stopped him like he did to Edwards, but he only he gained some yards rather than losing a couple of yards. That's where then we got Justin Herbert. So it was like, all right, 175, 176 hike. This is where he snaps the ball. This is where then he try to go for a quarterback run, but this is where he only got like a gain of about, I'll say probably 5. But it was on the offense. The holding penalty was on. This is where they got pushed back 10 yards, like making it 2nd and 17. This is where then we got Herbert and tried to pass it to who was Gregor, the wide receiver on the right side, number 89, which was a gain of 9, which they were like at the 8-yard line is where then they go for the next play. They're like, all right, once like 175, 177, 168, 199 hike. This where then he snaps the ball. This where then he goes for a throw. This where then he passed it to the Conky, which he was inside the 35, like at the 33 actually. That's where he got the first down and more. This is where then we got This is where we got Edwards in motion. This is where we got what's his name, Herbert, to try to go for a run, but yet he didn't learn from the last time. He shouldn't be running in the middle. If he's gonna run to the side, take a page out of Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes' playbook. But let's move on to the next slide. With them losing a yard at 2nd and 11, him getting sacked. This is where Herbert tried to go for another one, but Humphrey stops him with another Baltimore defender, stop him yet again. But he didn't went nowhere this time. And this is where it was 3rd and 11. This is where they moved into the next play. This is where he tried to go for a throw, but he was under pressure. He had to throw it out of bounds. This is where he had to kick a field goal, but you make it in there, making it 16 and 17. A point behind though, but still catching up and trying to not be far lagging behind against the Baltimore Ravens, but yet that was unsuccessfully the case right here, because this is where Baltimore did answer them right back with some points when they got the next drive, but this is where we got a running play by Henry. No, it was Justin Hill. It was Justin Hill that got the ball, number 43, but that's where it was with a holding penalty on them, though. It was they had to get pushed back another 10 yards, making it 1st and 19, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, because they were down by a point. I'm down by a yard. Yeah. Somebody's at the door. Excuse me for a moment. I like that as well. That's probably one of my favorite times to go too. Yeah, I like to go back in WWE. Yeah, pretty good stuff. This side, that probably be surprising series. Nice. Right now, I'm just doing the Monday Night Football. I heard I did the Monday Night Raw. Awesome. Yeah, there you are. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. That would be talking about bragging about my team. Yeah, same. Oh, there you go. Over one. The 200 feet, yeah. I'm sorry, but oh, my bad. Okay, that's fine. You go ahead. Okay, back to the review video. All right, Assassinators, without any more delay, let's continue talking about more what just happened on the Monday night game, with Baltimore and the Los Angeles Chargers, is where he got Lamar Jackson passed it to Tylan Wallace. That was Tylan Wallace of number 16 on the Baltimore Ravens. A gain of 16 is where they were down by 3 yards. I mean, actually, it was a gain of 15 because they're only down by 4. Actually, this is where we got. It was Ford that stopped the run by Henry. This is where it was you went nowhere. This is where he tried to pass it to the who was it? Was it Bateman? Yeah, this is where he dropped the ball. This is where we got Khalil Mack thought this was a fumble. This is where he tried to jump for it, but the referee informed him that it wasn't a successful first down. That was a fumble. With the corner stopping him, number 29, I believe it was a steal, if I'm not mistaken. This is where it was the end of the third quarter. It was at the end of that quarter. It was about, let's see, if I'm mistaken, if that was. But anyways, if I'm not mistaken, then I would say that was the end of the quarter. This is where This is where they only got like one field goal apiece from the third quarter. Now, the end of the I'll say the end of the fourth quarter, if I'm mistaken, is where it was the end of the third quarter, it was 3-3 with 3 all, like with them catching getting a field goal. And at the end of the fourth quarter, third quarter, it was 17-16. This is where we got a run from what was it? It was it's where we got what else happened? It's where we got the ball was run by Hill again, I believe. I'm not sure what exactly who it was in particular, but trying to think. What else happened? Like on the beginning of the fourth quarter, yeah. Like it was like with 15 minutes up, I think he passed it to Hill. He got one. He got like a. He got the yards. Like he got like was it Henry? I'll make sure I let you know that to say correctly. But here's where next up we got that's where we got Zayd and got a first down. Like what was it? It was he passed it to Henry. They got a first down past the 10 yard. Like probably like they were like at the 9, was it? They were at the 10 or 9 yard line, making it first and goal at the time. That's where we got. Let's see what happened. Then what happened next? It was this is where this is where they're at the first down. Is where we got let's see. This is where it was first and goal. This is where Henry didn't try to go for another run, but this is where he ended up choking up at like a gain of 4 or 5. Like it was like it was at the I'll say at the actually the 6 yard line. Actually, they'll make it like 4 yards. Is where he tried to go for a throw in the end zone, but they get knocked out by Colvin. Like what's his name is? Novin, I believe that's what his last name is, number 26. The corner, just where we got Lamar Jackson to try to go for one more time, like in third and goal at the 6 yard line. Oh, no, it was 7 yard or 6.5 or something like that. Is where Lamar goes for a throw. He goes for the end zone. Catches made by Mark Andrews, but it was an incomplete. It was a no catch. They claimed it was a no catch, incomplete pass. But he said it was a touchdown. They got both feet down. The referees need to get their eyes checked. They had the but this is where it was a confirmed indeed a touchdown. This is where they had to fix it. It was it was about to be like 24 or 25-16, depending if they're going to go for an extra point or 2-point conversion. That ended up not happening with the 2-point conversion part where we got Lamar Jackson trying to go for the throw, but he ends up throwing what they call throwing it like it was an overthrown pass because he was under pressure or like the defense stopped him right in the end zone. Just where it was. This is where it was like it was only 23-16, like leading by a touchdown. That's where like the Chargers could manage to get the comeback here, right? Well, unfortunately, not so because that's where we got This is where we got the. This is where we got a successful pass by what's his name by Edwards, but because Dobbins was out for the rest of the game, maybe for the next couple more games, a few games, is where they said like, but he's out. What it's looking like right now is where he snaps the ball, passed a fake pass to what's go after the holding penalty. They had to be pushed back. This is where it was 2nd and 17. This is where he tried to pass it to Disley, but he got a gain of like about 11 because it was 3rd and 16. I was like, imagine if it was just a normal 1st and 10 play. This would have been another first down. This where then Herbert to try to go for another throw, but it's where he was under pressure. He got the throw to the Palmer, but it was a complete pass, but it was yet later to be a pass interference from the safety, if I'm mistaken, or. Oh no, it was a corner. Yeah, I think it was a corner bar holding on, and it was in contact with the referees like pointing out like it was a pass interference. But it's where they said there was both penalties on the play from both sides of the defense and the offense, saying like pass interference on the defense, like the offense, like. But this was a holding penalty on the offense. So this was it wasn't offsides or something like that. Seriously, I need to get done. Excuse me. But anyway, this is where we got. This is where it was a replay of 3rd down on 3rd and 6. This is where we got Justin Herbert and threw it right on to by Johnston. But this is where it was 4th and 6. This is where they had no choice but to kick it because Johnston dropped the ball. Like this was the best time of getting the first down and trying to make a comeback of tying the game and 23 and all. But it's where like it ended up not happening. This is where they had to punt it. This is where we got. That's where we got like some changing wrap of event happened once Baltimore got in. Like Derrick Henry got only got a gain of 9. It was 3rd and 1. This is where we got him going for it again. He ran more first down. He got like when it pushes what's his name? Was it? Like number 0 and then a couple other guys that were corners that were trying to stop him from getting the first down, but that was unsuccessful. Just where we got Lamar Jackson, then pass it to what's that Derrick Henry again, but he only got like a gain of 4 or 2 actually. That's where he snapped the ball. That's where we got Lamar Jackson trying to pass it to like Flowers. Yeah, the receivers where. This is where it goes 3rd down. I believe this is where Hielding came in. This is where he ran a long one when they were like at the 49-yard line. This is where he run. I think he ran like a 51 51-yard touchdown pass by Lamar Jackson to Justin Hill. This is where he just ran it straight like into the 10. This is where one of them tried to trip him over, but he was just an inch short from stopping him. This ended up being 30-16. This I was like. Like there was one thing about tying the game, they might have had a chance of maybe going overtime or making a comeback by getting the ball. Like if they can stop the Baltimore offense, the Baltimore offense. Like this is where we could see them we could see them stop them right here. And this is where we could see them like this is where we could see them. What's that like? They could stop them. They could easily just stop them right there, and then just tackle. They could just like what's that like? They could stop them by 4th down and kick them right back and make win by a touchdown or a field goal. But those plans, so much for that. Like they'll be lucky if they get the ball back by making 2 touchdowns in a row at this point with a little bit over 7 seconds, 7 seconds and 20. I mean, 7 minutes. I did seconds. I mean, like they'll be lucky if they get 2 touchdowns back to back in the next 7 minutes, like of the 4th quarter, because like they're in trouble right now. Like they. Yeah, like it's very impossible unless you're like the Chiefs or Buffalo or Baltimore or maybe even New England with Tom Brady back in the day. But the Chargers are just averagely good. But this is where I gotta admit I almost about to take my words back with Darius Davis just ran a long run like until he was like at the third, like around the 40 maybe. Like if he was like the Tyreek Hill of the play. That's where Humphrey didn't catch the ball. Like he got a first down. Like, but this was not sure if but this is where it was a foul on the defense. This was automatic first down. This is where they try to play a huge game of catch up. This is where like It was 2nd and 10 because Herbert was under pressure over two. But that's where we got the linebacker down in nowhere, spears him right to the ground. It was who was it? Von Hoy. But that's where but this was the holding penalty, but it was declined because of the sack. It was 3rd down and long, like making him lose like about 18 yards. Where Herbert tried to throw a launch one. That's what's batting down. Like that's where it was a flag on the play. Unfortunately, that's where but who was it on? That's where. But it was on the offense, pass interference on the offense. The penalty was declined. It was 4th and 18. They had to kick it right back to Baltimore. They didn't really did much on this play at this point. Like that looked like they were just like running the clock out. But like with them, Patrick Henry got 5 yards. Then they tried to go for throwing play, but it's where Henry got some runs, but then it ran out the clock, which it was from 6 minutes to 4 minutes, and then they started running the set, like with Henry just running it, like it was 2nd and 4 after first down they got, but we're at the 30 now. That's where the Lamar then passed it to the heel, which he was probably like a yard short, but this is where I believe it was a holding penalty, I believe, which they had to be pushed back like 10 more yards, like which it was like it was like 2nd and 14, if I'm mistaken. That's where I try to go for a run, like with Lamar, but this is where then he just get. But this is where then we got stopped by the defense, pushing him back, went nowhere. 3rd and 13 actually, because Lamar Hartley got a yard. This is where then he tried to go for another play. This is where this ended up falling through. Because he gets stopped by because the heel got stopped by the defense. Like the Chargers might have a chance if they can just score a touchdown, go straight. Like for this, if they can just go straight with this next drive and they get a touchdown, if they can do an onside kick and successfully do it that way, they just might with 1 or 2 percentages out of 100, they could make a comeback here and tie the game. But it was 3 minutes left. That's where we got Justin Herbert then started to play with yards on his favor because defense got penalized. It was a gain of 5, 1st and 5, but it was 2nd and 5 is where. But it ended up being 3rd and 5 with an incomplete pass. This is where then one female fan was like, "Come on, Chargers! Like, what is y'all's day? What's y'all's deal?" But this is where it ends up getting sacked. It was 4th and 9, lost of 4. This is where they ended up going for it anyways, which was probably all worth it because it was Lad McCaffrey that got a 1st down. This is where it was at the 45-yard line of the Baltimore, if I'm mistaken, something like that. Yeah, it was like around the 45-yard line, 44 and a half. But that's where we got Palmer catching the ball, but they end up getting stopped by Humphrey. That's where then like the safety. This is where then we got next up. This is where then we got Justin Herbert's going for a snap. He was like about to go for a throw, like a Hail Mary. But this is where it was a flag throw on the play. This is where we got Justin Herbert and ran it, but unfortunately, this was going to be pushed back because it was a holding penalty, which they got pushed back, but an extra 10 yards, making it 2nd and 20. This is where they try to go for it again. This is where we got Odesi, then got a gain of 11. This is where it was 3rd and 11. Gain of 9. It was a gain of 9. It was 3rd and 11. This is where then we got but this is where they only got a run of until they were at the 6. They got 5 yards. This is where they had no choice but to go for a 4th down conversion. But it was an incomplete pass to what's his name, to Palmer. And this looked like it's about to be over here. But this is where it ended up. There's a flag going to be thrown on the play. That's where it was a pass interference penalty. But this is where the play was under the spot. The ball will be pointed at the spot of the foul at the 29-yard line. This is where we got Herbert then snap the ball. Then they go for a run. Like he was under pressure, but he ended up going for a run, taking a page out of Lamar and Patrick's playbook. And then they got into the 17, making it like a 12-yard run. He got the 1st down and more, extra I'll say like an extra 2 yards if I'm not mistaken. Is where we got it was 2nd and 10 because he tried to throw it to Palmer, like he tried to throw it to Palmer right in the end zone, but that did not happen because there was some good defense coverage by Baltimore. This is where we got him trying to pass it to what's his name, Johnston, but it was an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. This is where then they try to go for it like a 1 or 2 more times. Like this word, and then Herbert tried the first time. This word throws it to somebody off the right, but it ended up being stopped. Palmer getting stopped by Armor Days or Armor David. But this is where it was a pass. But this is where the place. It was Davis. It was Armor Davis. Jalen Armor Davis. That's who it was. Number 5 on number 5. Just like with the other way around Baltimore, like Bateman's number 7, while what's his name? Bateman's number 7, while the other guy was number 7 as well. This is where like the ball will be placed at the 1 yard line. This is where they had nothing else slowing them down because they're just running in there. This was that what Edwards did, like for the Gus Edwards, like he got the touchdown. It was 23 and 30. This is where they try to attempt to go for an onside kick attempt. Like winner, if they get, that's where they end up doing the onside kick. This is where it was not so successful because one of the special teams, Baltimore's players, caught the ball and went on top of it, like sealing the deal. And then there was no points left. Like it was just completely over. Like it was like 46 seconds left, so they just decided to kneel the ball. It was a very close game. I admit it was really good. It's definitely gonna get 4.5 stars for sure. Like with them just going back and forth trying to see who's gonna win this contest. Now it's Baltimore 8-4, while the Chargers are 7-4. And what was your thoughts on this game? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Like with the final score being 23-40, led by Baltimore. That's why I'm wearing purple right now. But the final score, like we saw Baltimore score twice, if I'm mistaken, 2 touchdowns, two touchdowns, one from Mark Andrews, the other one was from Justin Hill, and then Gus Edwards on the Chargers got one, so that was like 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown. That's like 14-7 in the end of the 4th quarter that's been scored on. And that's in the end of the 4th quarter. It was 30-23, I should say. And what was your thoughts on this Monday Night Football game? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you like more of my videos, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button and hit subscribe and post notification bell for more SNA content. Please make sure to check out my NXT review video, probably same time, if not less, tomorrow, which I'm gonna be making like in the afternoon of Wednesday, because there's going to be plenty of more some business, more outside podcast business that I need to do. So make sure to check that out in the foreseeable future. I will be reviewing who's going to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge match, which is going to feature Axiom and All Eagle Ethan Page who's going to take the 4th place spot, while the 4th place spot for the women is going to be Kalani Jordan and what's her name, Julia. And who do you think you're gonna win those matches? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, we saw Sean Spears getting the opportunity for the NXT North American Championship against Tony D'Angelo. So make sure to check that out later on tonight in a couple of hours from now. I hope y'all enjoyed these videos in the afternoon. This is the first time, again, I'm making a Monday Night Football review video on the afternoon, or any football review videos. But it won't be the last, because December I will be making some Christmas reviews with the likes of the Chiefs versus Pittsburgh and the other game I cannot remember. I'm going to be making those review videos, so make sure to check those out. And I hope y'all have a safe and fun rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, the rest of SNA is out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators, for now. Thank you guys for watching the very end.